But just being able to see this project, seeing how it's come along the last few months, how awesome is this been to watch?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's been from Jeremiah bringing that up to us and what they're going to do. I don't remember what that time was, but years ago, to seeing it come to fruition and where it is now, and the amount of work they've been able to put in these past 7 months, I think, or 6 months that the shovel's been in the ground. It's awesome. I mean, we obviously show up to work here every day, and Anderson Construction Group and their team, I mean, they are working their tails off, and just so excited about what this North End Zone is going to be for our program, but more importantly than our program, like Jeremiah talked about, the entire university, all student athletes being able to have a common area to come meet and eat and commune and be around each other. It's a game changer. So I'm so thankful for everyone that's donated, everyone that's made this North End Zone possible, and that's Bronco Nation, right? Whenever you've got something, they're going to step up and do it, and I'm just so thankful. This is going to be a game changer for our program.
Spencer, just you got to sign the beam. There's been a lot of good coaches that have come through here, but just for you, so I mean, you're not going to leave this stand now. Your signature's there forever. How cool is that for you?
It's such a blessing, man. Thank you, Jesus, just for the opportunity to coach these guys and be a part of this team. Right now, it's a heavy recruiting time, and hearing about this event, I did not want to miss it. I mean, these are moments that, I don't have the exact dates of the last time we had a big project like this on campus, but it's been a while. And that's, from Jeremiah, his staff, Nate Burke putting a lot of these plans together, Cody Gogler. Like, there's so many people involved for what we're seeing here, and I'm just a product of that. I'm just another guy working his tail off to help continue to push forward. But it's a huge moment for me. It's a huge moment for really Bronco Nation. It's a huge moment for Boise State Athletics, Boise State University, and these are those moments that years down the road I'm going to definitely remember, and I know Bronco Nation is too.
Spencer, you mentioned recruiting times right now. You guys apparently had some recruits in town.
Yeah.
What's it like to parade them through or buy this?
Yeah. I just think, like anything, Jay, you want to show growth, right? And that's who we are as a program. And Jeremiah talks about it all the time. We're not a ready-made product. We're a developmental football team. We want to find young men to develop into the best version of themselves. And so when you get them on campus, showing where we are heading, show them what we did last season, right? But where we're heading to. I show pictures of what the North End Zone is going to be, and then they look right out my office and see, oh, they're actually really close to getting that done. It's not like this is just something we're going to put together and you don't know where it's going to be. Like, it's right here. We're close. It's getting done. We're going to the Pac-12 in 2026. There's so many things that you can point to of not only where we've been, but so excited where we're going, Jay. And that's why I keep talking about, I really believe the best is still to come. And you can point to these things. North End Zone is being one of those things.
Is this new terrace kind of going to block your view of the blue from the office? How fair of a trade-off is that?
I'm not going to lie to you. It's definitely blocking my view, but I promise you it's an absolute fair trade-off. And I'll have, recruits or players in. They're like, Coach, you good with it? I'm like, absolutely good with it. Because I know this is going to be just an amazing experience for our guys. I think we have one of the best facilities in the country. Being able to add the North End Zone for not only the game day, but like I said, the day-to-day student-athlete experience, the North End Zone is going to be huge for our football program for years to come.
I guess that's why we've got you, Spencer. How is recruiting going? You're still out there for wide receiver. Obviously, Austin left last week, so how's that coming along?
Yeah, right now we're all focused on high school kids right now that are juniors in high school and or going to be seniors. So this is our 2026 recruiting time, and so we're doing a lot of official visits and going through a lot of that stuff right now. So we're all focused on really this signing class coming up in December.
You noticed a different reaction coming off last year.
Absolutely.
With the playoff bid versus the year before.
I think just like anything, and I talk to recruits about this, we don't need to recruit off of hope. Now, just like anything, 2025 season's a whole new season, right? There's going to be guys that win, guys that lose. You can't put the cart before the horse. But in recruiting, I want to give people facts. And now I can tell them it is a fact that we made the college football play. That does not mean we're going to make it every year. It's our job to work our tails off to get there. But we can point to a lot of facts. You want to be an NFL draft pick? You can do that right here. You want to get to the Heisman? You can do that right here. Right? So we can point to a lot of facts now, which is huge in recruiting. And I'm very open and honest with these parents about how we're going to develop their young men, their sons, to be the best version of themselves. So now, to be honest with you, a lot of players want to come to Boise State. It's my job to make sure they are the right ones. And I've talked before, talent sets the floor, character sets the ceiling. So there's a lot of talented players that are coming on trips that want to be here. It's my job to work through it to make sure that these young men are wired the right way, high character, and feel what we're about, because they want to be here.
What's your thoughts on the change in the seating now? You know, obviously it would have affected you guys this year.
Yeah, I mean, just like anything, I don't control any new rulings that come out. What I do control is how our team trains every single day, how they prep, and going out and win games. We're going to control what we control. And as long as we have an opportunity to make the college football playoff, that's what we're going to focus on. We absolutely have an opportunity, just like all other 132 or whatever it is FBS teams, and that's what we want. And now it's our job when the ball gets put down August 29th to be ready to go.
Is it cool to make people though to where 1 year in they wanted to change this thing, and mostly because of what you guys did and what you guys accomplished?
Absolutely. I mean, that's what we want to do here. You know, we talk about being built different. Like, we're going to do things different here. We want to press against everything that people tell us we can do, right? Oh, you can't do this, you can't do this. Well, just watch. Just watch. Put that ball down, and our team's going to be ready. And seeing some of these rulings come out, I've even seen online calling it the Boise State rule that comes out on some of these. I don't pay too much attention to a lot of that stuff. For me, you know me, Jay, I'm focused on the work and the process of our team, and that's the guys that's what we're focused on right now. And as long as we got an opportunity, we're going to tail off to go kick the door down, and we're going to find a way to make it happen. So just like anything, man, I'm proud of our team last season. Obviously, just like anything, we lost to Penn State. Like that happened. And I told our team, like, that's why this summer we are calling it the Edge, and that is something to prove every day. Not something to prove game one. Not something to prove game two. It is something to prove every single day. That's for every single one of our players. That's for every single one of our coaches. And so every time I talk to them, I'm telling them, welcome to the Edge. That's where we're living every day this summertime, preparing for fall camp. And if our team has that edge, that's something to prove every single day, all the rulings of what the college football playoff is, where college football is going, we're going to let other people worry about that. We're going to focus on proving who we are every single day, and we're going to be ready to go.
With Kobe Young coming out to play wide receiver, just what was your experience of how that all came together? And for a guy who's been focused on basketball, what stood out about his football playing abilities?
You obviously watched some of his stuff from high school and was able to do some work on that, but obviously it was a few years ago, and had really good talks with Leon Rice and his basketball coaching staff just about Kobe, who he is as a person, how he works. And I mean, Kobe's a big-time athlete. Obviously, there's still a lot of things he's going to have to work to develop to get to. He hasn't played football in a long time. That's our job as our staff to do a really good job this summer. I told Kobe that too, even when we had conversations. And I believe God works in mysterious ways. And him coming back to Boise State, he's a phenomenal young man. We've got to know him really well over the past couple weeks. I believe he's going to be a perfect fit for our culture. He's been here all week training and grinding with our team. He's done a really good job. And even at the end of practice, we do what we call brag on a brother. And it's something every day. And today it was who's had their really good first week of training, and one of our players brought up Kobe, and so that's a testament to who he is as a person, who he is as how he works. We haven't really done a lot of football yet, but he's already stepped up in how he works, and so we've got a long way to go with Kobe, but he's a great young man, and to me, if we can bring in the right people, we can teach him football. We can help him get there as long as they're wired the right way, and Kobe is.
What do you think the greatest? Correct me if I'm wrong. That he worked out a little bit with you guys before transferring. Just how was that?
Yeah, so when he was in the transfer portal the first time. This was a year ago before he went to Cal State Fullerton. We had conversations. He was kind of interested about it. Just wasn't the time for us. And I was excited for him to be able to go find an opportunity at Cal State Fullerton. This second time he got in the portal was something that we definitely, we did a lot of research on Kobe and looked into it and talked to him on the phone, was able to meet with him and just see where his head was at, meet with him in person, and really have a lot of respect for who he was as a person, even though football had not been played for, I think, 3 or 4 years when he was in high school. And so there's some things football-wise we're going to have to get developed and we're going to have to bring out of him. But he's a great young man, and I believe he's going to learn and grow fast, and he's going to help us this season.
What do you think is the greatest challenge for somebody that hasn't played in 3 or 4 years?
I think first and foremost, Bob, it's learning a completely new system, right? Different than, it's not like he can be like, well, this is the system. I don't know how much he remembers of his high school football system, right? So teaching him the football, and then how we train our players is very different than football, right? Basketball is kind of that long time conditioning, going up and down the court. Ours is a 6-second explosive athletic play, and so growing some of that into him, and then the physicality, right? So we got to get him ready for the physicality that comes with our game, and those are things that I've been very direct with him about, and I know he's excited to attack it. And Kobe's just one guy, right? We got a great group of receivers that there's some guys that maybe nobody knows about, But I promise you, they're going to have that edge about in the summer. Latrell Cable is going to be a huge leader in that room, and we're going to get those guys ready to play.
Your reaction when you looked down and you saw a text from Coach?
Yeah. My exact thought was, God, what are you doing? If I'm being honest with you, Jay. And because I believe, I believe God works in mysterious ways, and thought a lot about it, texted him back, and I remember even talking to my wife. I'm like, babe, I don't know, I think God might be up to something. And I'm not trying to get too, but that's really, you're asking me what first thought came when he texted me. It really was, and then went through our process. I worked through our entire staff with it. This is not just Spencer Danielson's thought, right? It's with Coach Miller, Coach Potter, all our offensive coaches, Coach Hilgard. Like, hey guys, this is where he is. Can we get him to help our team by game 1? Because he's a senior. Right? We don't have time to waste. Like, can we get him from where he is now to game 1 with all the information we got? And we really believe we can. Now we got to go put that work in. Kobe's got to go put that work in. But we believe we can.
Spencer, a quick random one. Are you close with Kellen Moore at all?
Mm-hmm. We are not super close. Sure. We'll text back and forth. We're about that relationship. I have obviously a ton of respect for Kellen. Excited to get to even know him more, but he's great. Like, he'll text me after we play. I'll text him after he wins. When he obviously got the New Orleans Saints head coaching job, I text him. So we're in communication, but not super close. I'm very excited to get to know him more.
Okay. I asked because I'm going there in about a week and a half to spend some time with Kellen and write a few stories how he got to the Saints.
Yeah.
So I was just going to ask what you thought of him as a person, and how he could be as a head coach.
Yeah.
If you have anything else
I'll
to
say this. Obviously, I walk by his mural every single day I walk to work. So you see the football success. What was he, 51-3 or something like that as a starter? You have to check me on that. But 50-3. Yeah. I'm trying to give him one extra. Come on, Kellen. But so you have all the football success. Everybody I've ever talked to about Kellen, that's from Coach Pete to Coach Potter, who played with him, people can't say enough good things about who he is as a person. And I think that's very uncommon, to have someone who's that talented, had that much success, never let it get to him from an ego standpoint, never let it get to him to change who he is, and that's different. So I have the utmost respect for him as a football coach, but honestly more just who he is as a person, and obviously what he's been able to do for this place.